Cinema Classics is sponsored by the Gateway Film Center and is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to shows online at WCBE.org. I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
I'm John DeSando.
This is Cinema Classics.
Yeah, boy.
We got a great discussion.
We'll never get through this.
We're going to argue.
No, we just won't. We need to podcast this.
Yeah, we need to do this on the podcast. The New York Times came out, Manola Dargis and A.O. Scott, the premier big league critics over there, released their list of the 25 greatest actors of the 21st century so far. That's the entire title. So there are some surprising names on here, right?
No, there are a few, yeah.
So what do you, first of all, what do you, what's going on with the greatest, the word the greatest?
Yeah, and that is the problem. That's why we shouldn't even be tackling this.
Yeah.
Because all we're going to be doing is hitting our... We're going to be supporting our favorite
actors. They know
actors.
exactly what they're doing. This was a piece designed
and they have
to irritate, titillate.
Several follow-ups on this of people who, let me tell you what the biggest concern is. Mm-hmm. Meryl Streep is not on this list.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, that is the biggest controversy.
Right, okay. I get it.
And here's what I take on that.
Yeah, nor is De Niro on this list.
And
he shouldn't be, because they're saying the 21st century, right? So that means they're only considering work
that they did
done in the past 20 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they wouldn't, the Irishman? No?
Well, you know, here's why I wouldn't include De Niro on this list. Because, you know, post-Heat and post-Casino in the mid to late 90s, De Niro went down a path of least resistance.
Comedy?
Trashy comedy, bad comedy,
and
lazy
same thing with Meryl Streep, that she's doing these musicals.
Yeah, but Meryl Streep has maintained a level of quality in her choices that De Niro just has not, like almost blatantly has not. And so he does not actually deserve to be on this list. However, you know, the list is also, I wanted to get your thoughts on this, it is, at least at the outset of it, when we're looking at 25 through 15, blatantly inclusive. I mean, you know, the diversity, there's a lot of diversity in here, which is great, but I just feel like a lot of these, they could have done a better choice. Now, number 25, right off the top, you got Gail
Garcia Bernal.
Gail Garcia Bernal. And that's just a guy who almost never excites me.
He doesn't, but he does play a variety of parts, and he's a little surprise for me. But let's take a look at number one, because we said this is short.
Oh, you're ready? Okay.
All right.
25 to number one, yeah.
Denzel.
Okay.
I'm not sure that would be in my list, because Denzel, to me, frequently is Denzel.
Well, see, this is what I love about this list, is that there's not a whole lot of wrestling with the difference between great acting and being a great movie star.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in the top five, you'll notice, also is Keanu Reeves. Who we know is not a great, who's not a great actor, who exhibits limited range.
You think?
And yet,
I know.
I was pleased with his inclusion on the list. Maybe not that high up, but I was pleased with his inclusion on the list. I love the sentence they ask you, the rhetorical question. Have you ever seen a movie wherein he doesn't make it better, or that you're not happy that he's there?
Yes.
And that is a great, legitimate question, because it gets at what is movie stardom and how does his particular brand of it work.
Well, I'll tell you. I'm very pleased with the inclusion of Melissa McCarthy, who most people don't identify as a great actress. I think she is. If you watch to see how she pulls off her movies, and even when she slips into more serious stuff, she's pretty bright. She's good. It's an odd. In other words, I wouldn't have In other words, I wouldn't have expected her to be on the list.
Nor should she be. Melissa McCarthy has shown us, I think, yeah, you see, and this is, I mean, this is where the thing gets interesting because you have to look at the quality of the work that they've done. Melissa McCarthy has done maybe 1 or 2 dramatic roles. And even if we're looking at her comedically, she is a great performer. There's no doubt about it. She can find laughs where there aren't any. I'll tell you, recently she's got this new movie on HBO that debuted on HBO. I can't remember what the name of it is. That's how bad it is. I had to quit watching it.
No.
It is awful.
All right, let's get off of her.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you one.
Give me some more.
2.
She was 22, by the way.
Okay. I'm going to suggest it's interesting that they have Oscar Isaac in there because I like him very much, and I think he's underrated. He's a very good choice. And then the one that I would have expected they have as number 2, almost number 2.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Right, of course.
Of course.
It's between Daniel Day and Denzel. Wouldn't that be a mashup movie? Wouldn't that be great?
There's no comparison.
You know what? It's interesting. Daniel Day-Lewis almost always stretches himself, goes somewhere challenging, right?
I know what you're going to say.
And Denzel,
no, he's relaxed.
Very comfortable. You know, he doesn't, like, a lot of his movies, even his great ones, are these B-movie type of, you know, The Equalizer. Even Inside Man, which is a great little heist movie. He does stuff like Fences, for sure.
Yes.
But wouldn't you love to see those two in a movie and how that might play out?
Agreed. What about you? Anything else?
You know, like
I mean, I got so many here. We're definitely going to do
I know. We're almost already out of time discussing this thing. Willem Dafoe at number 18, I think, is a wise choice.
Oh, excellent.
He's a guy who has worked very hard in that character actor vein for now 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And you know what I got to disagree with is, and I think we're heading back to the top 5 here, Nicole Kidman.
I agree.
Questionable. Nicole Kidman really just kind of bores me to tears. She's so inescapably waspy and blank.
She's
and the more she gets this plastic surgery, the more
cool.
the less effective her face is.
And
yet, you know, in terms of success,
oh, yeah.
all her little melodramatic excursions on cable, you know, and streaming services.
And she just came through with The Prom. You know, so she has a variety of roles. You wouldn't be surprised to have Joaquin Phoenix on here, I hope.
No, I'm not surprised. Where he's way up there, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like in the Saoirse Ronan.
Yes.
That's a good choice.
Oh, that's an excellent choice. I'm so glad. Like Oscar Isaac, I was hoping they wouldn't pass her up, and they didn't.
Yeah. So there's a young performer that has exercised a lot of sort of quality care over her choices, and you know that brings us to the end of this discussion.
It does.
Yeah. But see. All you got to do is any movie nerd friends that you have, crack open this list and go to town. You'll talk for 2 hours about this.
I can't wait for us to discuss Song Kang-ho.
Yeah, the Korean guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's great.
Who knows about him?
He
walk down the street asking, do you know him? They don't know him.
No, but in South Korea, that guy is the De Niro.
All right.